Hello everybody, welcome back to Garden Obsessed. My name is Carla. I think you can see just Lola's tail here. She's laying here beside me with a new toy, so she's very content. It is December 1st and it has been a couple of months since we've, been hardcore gardening, and most of the activities have wrapped up in the garden, and I'm starting to get the gardener's itch, if you know what I mean. So Lola's gonna say hello because I started doing something without her. And I thought I would revisit a video that we kind of did in spring, and also grow some other things as well. But in the spring, I started some cannabis seeds in my Aerogarden. And one of those seeds was supposed to be a dwarf variety that I was gonna try to grow all the way to harvest in the Aerogarden. That one actually, the cotyledons got stuck in the sponge and rotted. So we're gonna revisit that. We're also going to grow, I picked out a sweet basil because I'm missing fresh basil. I picked up some micro tomatoes in one of my recent local hauls. This one is Pinocchio orange micro tomato. Lola, you're gonna have to go somewhere else. Look, where's your toy? Where's your baby? Go get her. And because lettuce is insane right now, it's poor quality, and what you can find is super expensive. There was I think it was a virus that wiped out like all the Californian lettuce, which is where it supposedly all comes from, in November. And it's supposed to get better this month, but to hedge my bets so we can have some lettuce, I'm gonna grow some giant Caesar lettuce also in the Aerogarden. The cannabis seeds that I have was just, it was a mixed pack of dwarf varieties, so I don't know what they are. They're all mixed together. So to hedge our bets this time, we're gonna start 2 of them, and I'm gonna do something different to the sponges to hopefully avoid the situation we had last time. So I'm gonna get you turned around here. All right, here's our setup. I've got the old girl all cleaned up, and she's full of water. She's not plugged in yet. I've got most of my sponges in here already in these baskets with, I'm just using some aluminum foil on the top, and I'm gonna poke a hole in before I forget, but I'll also need the hole in order to plant my seeds. So I'm just poking a little hole with some scissors here. Probably I should have put the seed in before I did this because it's a little easier. Now I'm gonna have to try to drop them in the hole, but we'll work with it. So there's my 3 non-cannabis ones. The sponges, I will plant these ones before I put the aluminum foil in. What I did was cut a little tiny piece from the bottom of the sponge and I stuffed it into the hole. So I don't know if you can see, probably not. I don't think there's enough light, but these holes are much shallower than they were previously. You might be able to see on that one, I don't know. Can you see that sponge in there? It's the seed will just be below the surface. So I think that's going to work a lot better. The cotyledons are larger on a cannabis plant than they are on something like a lettuce. And I think that's where we had issue. They were just too deep in the sponges. Although all the ones that I started for outdoor growth, none of those had an issue getting stuck. So I'm just gonna get 2 seeds here. And this is gonna be kind of luck of the draw. We don't know what we're gonna get. All right, so I'm gonna take one of my seeds and one of my sponges, and I'm just gonna plunk it down there, and there you'll be able to see the seed. So it's not very deep at all. I'm gonna stick this in my basket. I'm gonna put some tin foil over the top like I did all the other ones. And I'm gonna poke my hole. Lola's destroying her brand new toy. Are your guys' dogs as destructive as mine is? She loves to destroy. So there we go. And I'm gonna keep a hawkeye watch on this. I've got a little tray here to protect my table. I probably, once everything germinates, I'll probably move this to the bathroom, but until that time, I wanna keep a close watch on it. So I'm gonna stick this one in here. I'm gonna put the 2 cannabis plants on this edge here so that I don't know how big they're gonna get. So if they get large, they'll have room to expand. And this one I'm gonna actually leave blank. I have a little covered plastic dome here to keep it dark. And I have my clear domes to put over my seeds until they germinate. So now we'll get this other one planted here. Got my sponge, got my seed. You can see he's pretty shallow too, not in there very deep at all. In the basket, tin foil on. And we'll poke a hole. Get our humidity dome on. Now there's no point labeling these because I don't know which is which, and I'll be able to tell what they are relatively easy. And I also know that they're on the side with only 2 plants. So my other containers I am going to label. So this one I'm going to label Giant Caesar. There's my lettuce. I'm gonna put sweet basil. And I'm just using like a garden marker. If you had a Sharpie, that would work too. And what was, oh, my tomato. So this is Pinocchio. Pinocchio orange. So that's my little cherry tomato. So I'm gonna get my seed out. I'm just gonna use 1 cherry tomato seed. These are brand new, relatively fresh, so I think I have good odds here at it germinating. And if not, I can always add another seed later. I'm just gonna kind of push my sponge up so I can see my hole. I think I can see it there. Want you to be able to see it too. And drop my seed in. It didn't land anywhere else, so I think it went in. Now, my tomato, I'm also going to plant on one of these outside spaces because it is likely to be one of the larger plants. The lettuce I'm actually gonna plant here because it'll be harvested well before everything else, so it will make room. It'll grow quicker, and then when I harvest it, there will be room left for the remaining plants, if that makes sense. So next we'll do the lettuce. I'm gonna put a few seeds in there. These are a couple years old, and I wanna make sure I get some lettuce growing quick. Lola! She's demolishing her toy, guys. So rude. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing. Get my sponge poked up here. Actually, I might be able to get this sponge out and put it in upside down. We're gonna do that to make sure I get the seeds in the hole. All right, so in go my seeds. There's probably a few too many in there, but that's okay. So now I'll just stick my sponge back in. backwards, but whatever works. So there is my lettuce, and it's going here. We'll get some domes on these guys. Here we go, and one left. I'll see if I can do the same thing on this guy. I can. All right. So this is going to be my basil. Don't think I cut quite close enough. All right. See a couple seeds right here at the top, so dropped it. Guess I'm gonna have to open it anyway. I'm gonna do the same thing as I did with the lettuce, get a couple seeds, poke them in the top here, put them back in my container upside down. Not actually upside down, but you know what I mean. I'm putting it in backwards, I guess. So that's my sweet basil. And we'll get the last dome on there. I also need to put nutrients in here. And I need to plug it in. So let's get it plugged in. All of a sudden it's very bright. And I knocked a couple of my domes off. All right, this would have been easier to do this before, you know, we got this far, but whatever. All right, so 2 capfuls. There's 1. There's 2. All right. Now we need to get the time set. So, I never have the, actually, there we go. 350. I might be able to go backwards. Yeah. I never have the instructions anymore, but I do find this fairly easy and intuitive to go through. So I don't remember where I reset start a garden. Okay, we've set the time. Okay, so we're mostly growing, I'm gonna call it veggies. We have a custom option. We also can grow flowers, which is 15.5 hours. Veggies is 16, salads is 16.5, herbs is 17. But I'm gonna go with veggies, which is 16 hours of light every day. And my garden is set up. So it's gonna switch here in a minute and tell me it's day 1 or day 0 or something, I think. And that I'm gonna need to add nutrients in 14 days. So there's 1 day planted, and that's basically it. Now we just wait. So I'll try to give you guys updates, maybe as shorts. There you can hear the pump coming on. I think it runs for 5 minutes every half hour, every hour, something like that. Just to keep the water from, to keep it aerated and from, you know, just to keep it from going kind of stale or whatever. And we're growing. I hope you enjoyed that video. Remember to come back and check for updates. I'll probably give a lot of them just as short, little short updates, or we just hit 500 subscribers not that long ago, so I'm hoping to learn how to use my community tab here soon. And that's everything I have for today. I thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.